would win in a showdown between Loki, the god of mischief, and Shazam, the champion of magic? Could Loki's cunning trickery outsmart Shazam's raw, godlike power, or is the trickster in over his head this time? In this epic battle, we're diving into the chaos of Loki's illusions and the unstoppable strength of Shazam. You'll witness magic, manipulation, and sheer force collide in a fight that could change everything. Will Loki's schemes triumph, or will Shazam's heart and power prove too much for the trickster to handle? Stay tuned to find out. Loki, the adopted brother of Thor and a figure shrouded in myth, is more than just a trickster. He is a master manipulator, a being who thrives on chaos and deception. His intellect is his greatest weapon, allowing him to devise intricate schemes and outsmart even the mightiest of foes. Loki's magical prowess is vast. He can shapeshift, cast illusions, and manipulate the elements. His powers are not bound by physical limitations, making him an unpredictable and dangerous opponent. Yet, with all his power, Loki has his weaknesses. His arrogance often blinds him, leading him to underestimate his enemies. His reliance on trickery means that when faced with raw power or pure-hearted opponents, his schemes can unravel. Additionally, Loki's lack of physical strength compared to some of his divine counterparts makes him vulnerable in direct combat. He relies heavily on strategy and outmaneuvering his opponents rather than brute force. In contrast, Shazam, formerly known as Captain Marvel, embodies the purest form of heroism. A young boy named Billy Batson was granted the ability to transform into a superpowered adult by uttering the magic word, Shazam. This transformation imbues Billy with the powers of 6 legendary figures: the wisdom of Solomon, the strength of Hercules, the stamina of Atlas, the power of Zeus, the courage of Achilles, and the speed of Mercury. With these abilities, Shazam is nearly invincible. His strength rivals that of Superman. His wisdom allows him to make sound decisions even in the heat of battle, and his lightning powers make him a formidable force against mystical opponents. Despite his immense power, Shazam's greatest strength is his heart. As a young boy, Billy's sense of right and wrong guides him, keeping him grounded and ensuring that his powers are used for good. However, Shazam's youth and inexperience can also be his downfall. Although he possesses the wisdom of Solomon, Billy's immaturity sometimes leads to rash decisions. His trust in others can be exploited, and his powers, while godlike, are not infinite. Magical beings, in particular, can pose a threat to him, as his powers are tied to the mystical realm. As the battle began, Loki immediately tried to outsmart Shazam, casting a series of illusions to confuse his opponent. The battlefield became a chaotic swirl of images, with Loki appearing in multiple places at once. Shazam, disoriented, unleashed bolts of lightning at each illusion, but they passed harmlessly through the false Lokis. Loki smirked, believing he had the upper hand. But Shazam, tapping into the wisdom of Solomon, realized that he needed to rely on more than just his strength. Closing his eyes, he focused on the sound of Loki's voice, filtering out the distractions. When the real Loki lunged at him with a dagger, Shazam caught his arm mid-strike and sent him flying with a single punch. Despite the blow, Loki was far from defeated. Regaining his composure, he conjured powerful spells, attempting to bind Shazam with mystical chains. The chains tightened around Shazam, glowing with dark energy. For a moment, it seemed that the god of mischief had trapped his foe. But Shazam, fueled by the power of Zeus, summoned a lightning bolt that shattered the chains. The force of the bolt knocked Loki off his feet. Realizing that brute strength alone wouldn't be enough, Loki resorted to his ultimate trick, a portal to another dimension, hoping to trap Shazam forever. Yet, Shazam's speed allowed him to dodge the trap and retaliate with a devastating punch, enhanced by the power of Hercules. The punch connected, sending shockwaves through the battlefield. Loki, weakened and outmaneuvered, fell to his knees. In the end, it was Shazam who emerged victorious. His combination of physical power, mystical abilities, and unyielding determination proved too much for Loki's trickery. While Loki's intellect and magic were formidable, Shazam's sheer strength and heart gave him the edge. Loki's schemes, once so carefully laid, crumbled in the face of Shazam's unwavering resolve. As Loki vanished into the shadows, defeated but not destroyed, Shazam stood tall, a hero not just in strength, but in spirit. The battle between these two titans had ended, and the champion of magic had prevailed. But in the world of gods and heroes, The lines between victory and defeat are never truly clear. The next challenge was always just over the horizon.